You want to be able to make meaningful relationships, right? And you want to be able to connect with people and actually have really fruitful interactions with these people. And to do that, you need to be surrounding yourself with high value men and high value women. But there's 5 behavior traits that are going to repulse them and basically make them, if they see you and they want to like come up to you and like, you know, or be part of your life, and then they see you doing these 5, any of these 5 things, just as quick they're going to leave. So we'll start off with 1, which is, it's a given. Like, it's honestly insane I have to mention this, but I do. And it's hygiene. Hygiene. Dude, shower twice a day, brush your teeth twice a day, and you better be brushing the back of your tongue, not all the way back, gagging. All the way back, gagging. You have to brush the back of your tongue. That's where all the gunk is. That's where the shitty smell comes from. Brush that part. Floss every night, once a day minimum. You want to, you know, obviously deodorant, fragrance, clean clothes. Like, it's shit that shouldn't be said, but I smell this all the time. Fucking bad breath. Like, bro, how are you gonna attract people of higher value when you're over here with smelly breath and a wrinkly shirt? And that's the other one. Dressing well. This doesn't mean dressing in some sort of like nice brands, nice design. That's bullshit, right? What it means to dress well, and this is dress in a way that fits you. So maybe the aesthetic you go for, whatever's authentic to you, is maybe more a bit baggier clothes. Just make sure like it looks good. You know, don't wear something wrinkled, stained, you know, stretched out. Like, man, like that looks so bad, honestly. When you have your collar like stretched out, or like the sleeves are stretched out, that's a horrible look. It's a horrible look. And yeah, honestly, that's about it that's the second one, dressing well. You want to make sure that you look presentable, right? Because you never know who you're going to run into. You never know, like, you might run into the love of your life and you're dressed like a bum, you know? So you always want to make sure that you're dressed decently, you know, presentably. Doesn't mean you have to go all out, just presentable. And here's the third one, and this is for these kind of like socially unaware guys. Don't be rowdy in public, okay? And this isn't suppressing your masculine behaviors and stuff, which is something that I would never disencourage. You know, I completely encourage us being men and horsing around, but there's a time and there's a place. If you're in a nice restaurant or just any sort of nice setting, if you're out on a walk in a nice, you know, nice area of town, don't start jumping on each other and yelling obscenities, and, you know, that lacks class. Okay, and like, yeah, it's funny with your friends, and yeah, like, I'll admit, like I would do stuff like that too, because it's like funny, right? It is funny, but there's a time and a place. You can go do that when you're at each other's house, or when you're at the park, or if you're in the gym. You can be loud and yell at each other, as long as, like, you're not disturbing other people and being too obnoxious. Because the thing about being classy and being, you know, acting in a way that's going to be appreciated by other people of higher value is more so than just acting a certain way. It's just knowing how to act in certain situations. So next time you're out with your friends, like, maybe you won't have this problem, because a lot of people are actually like the opposite. Like, they're too shy, like they wouldn't actually do all that, which is fine. Like, it's okay to an extent, because then it's like they don't know how to act rowdy, they don't know how to express that like masculine energy in another way, and so it gets like, it's also bad. Either extreme isn't good, but you want to find that happy medium where you know how to act in certain places and you know how to act in other places. So yeah, don't be rowdy and, you know, yelling insane things in public, especially in nice establishments. It's horrible. And if you're with a girl, oh my god, if you're like yelling and like being loud, and, you know, I don't know, from my experience, like, you know, higher quality girls are yeah, honestly, higher quality girls aren't attracted to that thing. They're not attracted to you like being like a loud macho man. Like that's like, I don't know, it's not very attractive. And if you want to do better in that area, don't be like that. Act classy. All right, for these last two, it's gonna be something more like deep. It's gonna be like a more of a deeper change, like of an internal thing, but it's gonna give you the most results. So obviously the others are going to give you massive results. If you're not doing those three, which I'm sure most of you are, like, you know, the hygiene thing should be locked. If it's not, that's embarrassing. Then the dressing well, you know, like sometimes like you just kind of like, okay, I'll just wear this shirt because it's a little stained, but it's okay, or it's a little wrinkly. Don't do that shit. And you know, knowing how to act in public. That's another one. But those three are like more surface level, but they will get you results if you haven't been doing them already. Now these two are more like psychological. And number 4 is acting insecure, like showing visible signs of insecurity. Very unattractive, very repulsive, especially to girls. Because guys can kind of get over it, but you know, the higher value the guy is, the less he's going to tolerate that. So if you're over here biting your nails, or avoiding eye contact, or just being like shaky, or having bad posture, you know, like pulling on your clothes, or fidgeting, anything like that, it's very repulsive because it shows that you're not comfortable in your body. And why aren't you comfortable in your body? A lot of reasons, you know, you got bullied, you were conditionally loved by your parents, so you didn't receive consistent love, and now like you don't feel secure in who you are. Like I get that, right? Because most of us who've started self-improvement at one point or the other were kind of like that. We were very insecure. You know, my nails were like always like bitten off, and you know, and I still sometimes I'll do it. I'll bite the skin around it, right? Just because it's like, you know, it's a habit, and you want to, like, I don't ever do that in public, or I try to minimize it as much as possible. I try not to do it at all. You know, of course, at some point I might accidentally just like really quick, but there's people who are full on like eating their nails in public, you know. And with girls it's a little more acceptable, right? Just, I mean, double standards are a thing, bro. Go cry about it, who cares? Play the game. You don't want to show that because it just shows how insecure you are, and no one wants to be with someone who's insecure, because that just leads to a bunch of other problems. It just means that you're not at a place where you should even be involving yourself with other people. And this is obviously more targeted towards like a relationship, you know, not a platonic thing. More so a relationship, romantic relationships. So no girl's gonna come up to you, especially if you're doing anything like that. Even if I see a guy, like let's say we're hanging out with friends and I see one of them just starts doing that, starts doing like a weird fidgety thing, I'm like, oh, you know, I'm probably not gonna be very close with you. Am I still gonna talk to you and be nice to you? Of course. You know, I'm not a bad person, like, you know, and if you find yourself in a position like me, don't be an asshole, okay? These people are going through their own issues, and if you treat them like shit because they feel like shit, that's fucked up. That's not nice, and that's not helpful to them, and there's no point. And if they're a close friend of yours, you can call them out, of course. But if not, you just observe it and let it pass. And if you do care about them and you feel like it's right, tell them about it. Talk to them in a nice way. Don't attack them for it, because we've all been there. We've all felt insecure in our bodies and, you know, acted in ways that just kind of represent that. And, you know, the only way of really taking care of that is finding what you can change about yourself and improving in that area, as well as just learning how to heal your traumas, whatever issues that might have caused that. So you have to kind of do a lot of introspective work for that. And number 5, something that I used to be very bad at, something I used to do all the time, it's people pleasing. It's saying and acting in a way that you think will be accepted. It throws everyone off. It throws the people that you want to attract completely off. Because if they're smart and they're observant and they can, like, if they have a fucking brain, they'll say, okay, this person is obviously not acting authentically, because they say one thing, but then when we're in public, they act in a completely different way. That's super unattractive, because again, it shows insecurity. Insecurity is a big thing. People don't like insecurity. Because why would they? How can you trust someone who's insecure? So you don't want to be a people pleaser. You don't want to just say things that conform with society. It's okay to stick out. It's okay to not agree with the herd. It's okay to, be unapologetic in the way that you speak, in the way that you think. But also be open-minded to the fact that you may be wrong, but having full conviction in the way in your beliefs and the things you say. Because that conviction is so attractive to girls, and to girls romantically, and to guys platonically. Or if you're gay, I don't judge. But either way, like, you're gonna attract people because you're gonna be like, they're gonna respect you. They're gonna say, this guy knows what he believes in and he acts accordingly. He doesn't pretend to be something that he's not. He doesn't say things that make people like him. He'll say what he believes. And if people like him or hate him, it's no matter to him. That's hot. That's respectable. I might see a guy who I completely disagree with, but if he is saying those things with conviction, and he's saying them, and he believes them, and he lives them, and dies by them, I have to respect him. I have to. I might not like him. I might fucking dislike him, but I can't not respect him. Whereas there's another guy who's a little more agreeable, but he doesn't really have like that. He's not planted in what he believes in. And I can't help but not respect that guy too much. I just can't, because he does not have a full conviction in the things he says and the things he believes. So how can I respect that guy as much as I would respect the other one, right? And again, like, if you're in my position, don't be an asshole. Don't treat someone bad because they're not secure in themselves. You want to help them. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to help you. If you are this person, and if you are in the same position as me, I want you to help them, especially if you know them, if they're your friend. Tell them about it. Help them work through their insecurities, because again, this all goes back down to the insecurity and some sort of feeling of not being enough. Because, for whatever reason, you were conditionally loved by parents, by the people around you, your family, your siblings, whatever it was. There's usually some sort of traumatic issue in your past that makes you feel like you're not enough, and it makes you feel insecure, and it makes you feel like you can't do the things you want to do. You can't act in the way you want to act because society is going to tell you that you're wrong. But really, you don't care about society. You care about dad being mad at you because you said something, or mom being mad at you, or big sister being mad at you, or uncle being mad at you. And so I recommend you do a lot of introspective work and really journal a lot and think to yourself, why am I so insecure? Why can't I act the way I want to act and say the things I want to say? What happened when I was younger that could have caused me these issues? What things could have happened? And sometimes you can identify them quite easily. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. This is very important, because being secure in who you are is going to help you move forward in life and achieve a lot more than you ever could if you didn't. Don't neglect this. It's very important. Don't forget to smile, bro. Peace.